talk about something very interesting, guys. Today we have something very special in store for you guys. Today we have something very magical. Something you guys are going to get to know us a lot more in depth of our souls. So you guys ready? What's up, guys?
Good morning.
So today we have a very fun video for you guys. We've asked you guys on, she has on Twice the Mood.
Yes.
About video topics. So today we're going to be doing that and discussing a video topic that we think resonates for us, and I think that we think you guys will just enjoy. So video topic is
some of our pet peeves and our passions.
yay.
Actually, this one was submitted by one of our good friends, and we love her so much. And conversations with her are amazing. So of course she would come up. Of course she would come up with such a good topic, right? I know.
Who was it? Just kidding. So yeah, so we figured that we'll answer the pet peeves and passions because I think that's a good way to start. I don't know. You guys getting to know us better. So we're gonna tell you exactly what we don't like. So if you guys ever meet us, you guys know exactly what not to do and what to do.
One of my pet peeves. When Carlos talks super fast to the camera.
That's a pet. Oh, we're talking pet peeves about each other?
No,
oh,
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. So we also don't know what the other person wrote. So we're gonna learn
One of my
about
pet
it.
peeves is this dog, dude, honestly.
Honestly, he's so mean to her.
No,
you
don't
guys.
say that. I'm
No,
nice to her. But I'm just don't.
You start.
Okay, I'll start. The first thing that I.
Wait, are we doing pet peeves
Yeah,
first?
pet peeves. We'll do pet peeves.
We'll start negative and then we'll go positive into our passions.
Exactly. So the first pet peeve is negativity. Honestly, don't bring that around me, guys. I try my best to be positive as always, and I find that just a lot of negativity doesn't get you anywhere. So when people are negative, I just don't. It's one of my pet peeves. I would rather talk about something good. Optimism.
Yeah.
That's the only way to go in life. Everyone wants something good, so there's no reason to talk about the bad. So that's one of mine.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I agree with that for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So my first one is being unwilling to challenge your own point of view or do work on yourself. Be introspective.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because I mean, I feel like a lot of people, including ourselves, right? Like we get stuck in what we think, and sometimes I think it's important. Well, I think it's always important to just keep that perspective open to new information, to continue to grow, because that's what we're here to do, right? Is we're here to grow and work on ourselves. And if you're not willing to ever look at yourself or be introspective, or like people who think therapy is dumb or whatever, it's like
it is. That's good.
anyway, that's one of mine. So if you're the type of person that's never willing to look at yourself and be honest with yourself and be open to other point of views, then we're not gonna be friends.
Yeah. That's similar to my next one. It's people who talk and don't do. I love a good talker. I love a good conversation, but I also enjoy action, and I enjoy action more than talking. So sometimes, you surround yourself with people who just talk and talk and talk, and there's never any action. And for me, the fun part about life is doing things that you want, that you talk about, that you manifest, that you want to put out there. So, yeah, that's what makes me excited about life. That's really selfish of me to say, huh?
Why?
Just because I like to do things and other people, I'm like, I don't like this.
No, I think what you're saying, at least from what I'm hearing you say, is that sometimes there's a time to talk about ideas, but if you're never going to do any work to start moving forward, that becomes
there's
toxic.
there's no reason to keep talking about it either. Yeah.
Right, like it's kind of like I want to eat healthier. I don't feel good, but then you never actually
the conversation gets boring.
Yeah, it's just like let's stop talking about it. Let's go to the market and buy some vegetables, or something.
Go get some vegetables that you want to get.
Something
Use coupon
like that.
code by Carlos Roberto.
Okay, so my next one might be controversial.
Okay.
Spicy. Cancel culture.
Oh yeah.
Is a pet peeve of mine now.
It is. It may be because we're old.
It's well, here's why I don't like it. I mean, okay, if you're a really fucked up human being, like at your core, and you've done heinous things, like
Present
you know,
time.
like
And past, I guess.
no, like I mean, if someone raped a little kid in the past, you're still a fucked up person. Like, right? Like, okay, I'm not talking about when people have done really heinous things. I'm talking about someone made a comment 20 years ago and you're gonna dig it up and now cancel them, like as if people aren't capable of growth and learning and changing perspective again. Like, it's like we immediately want to find what's wrong with somebody rather than looking at all of the good things that are in people. It's more of that line of thinking where it's like people expect perfection out of other people, but then want other people to be willing to understand. Are you annoyed with
No, I was just thinking, it's the same thing. No, I was like, it's true, and also people never know what the circumstance of that person was at that time. Like, growing up in the hood, you have to act a certain way. There's a certain thing about you, and obviously you say things back in the day. Like, I think fresh out of college, that's when I was like starting to calm down. And I've said some dumb stuff online, Facebook, whatever. But I was at a different place in life. So it was like I was an environment of myself. What is that? Product of my environment. And it was like for me to get out of there to growth, and I think that's what people probably misunderstand too.
It's like that's what life is about, right? We're here to grow and to constantly be evolving. And how are we ever going to do that if you shame someone to death? Like, literally, So don't like that. And when people have that line of thinking, like, oh, well, did you hear what they said? So now they're just a terrible person. And it's like, okay, what else, dude? There's more to people.
100%.
People are have a lot of layers. You know what I'm saying? Anyway. So that's a pet peeve of mine.
My next one actually is tied into that. It's judgmental people who claim to be too real. I honestly hate when people are too real. I hate when people say that, like, I'm just too real and I'll call you out for if you do that, I'm gonna call you. It's like, bro, why? And also, we all live in our own world, dude. Like, there's people who think that why disrupt someone else's world? Like, if someone's talking to themselves, I'm not gonna ask them why they're talking to themselves. I'm not gonna be like, hey, you're talking to yourself. I don't care. We all live in our own world. Like, when people say stuff like that, where it's like, they try to make that like a weapon, like, well, I'm too real, so I'll call you out. It's like, bro, who cares? What? Okay. And what is that gonna do? What is that gonna do to me?
They're masking them being an asshole by just saying, but I'm too honest, or I'm too
real.
Shut
up, you're not honest with yourself.
Yeah, and that goes back to, I think, just like somehow they feel better about themselves when you judge other people. Yeah, and that's where it's like, no, how about you just focus on yourself?
Yeah, exactly.
Do that.
And I had a fourth one, which is the dishonest. Just don't be dishonest.
Yeah.
I think there's there's a comedic perspective. Like, not that I'm a comedian, but there's a time to be funny, but there's also time to be honest. And being dishonest, it just doesn't get you anywhere. And at the end of the day, when you lie, when you say a real lie, a true real lie, you're only lying to yourself.
Right. Or it's like, like what Carlos is. Carlos is funny as fuck. Like, in real life, he is so funny. He's the funniest guy ever. And that may or may not always come across online, but he's so funny. And sometimes he'll make up elaborate stories, but he always tells you at the end that he's just kidding or something like that. Like, he's not trying to maliciously manipulate people or fuck with people. That's totally different things, right? So my last one is a more of a lighthearted one, I guess. Eating with your mouth open or talking with food in your mouth. Like, please, God, stop that. It is so annoying. There's someone close in my life that does that, and sometimes I want to just say something, but then I don't want to hurt their feelings, but it bothers me every time.
There's an iPhone underneath the carpet. I was like, what is that?
Anyway, so that's my last one. It's just like, just cover your mouth, or just
it only takes
talk.
a few seconds.
Just don't talk while you're chewing.
That's the easy one.
Yeah.
All right, so passions.
More fun stuff to talk about.
Passions. My first one is being a dad.
Oh, that's mine too, except for mom.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a perfect one. That's a really crazy experience that I've been very fortunate to have and continue to live. And it's a game changer, 100%. It's cool. It's really fun. It's crazy.
Yeah, dude. Literally, my first one is being a parent.
Mm-hmm.
Being a mom is the most wild experience that I've ever had. And I think it's, like, it's just been, for me, like, the most crazy, emotionally rewarding, beautiful experience of life. And when I see my son, like, oh my God, there is no greater passion.
It feels like that, like Christmas Day when you're little. It's like that every day though when you see them, like, oh shit, like there's someone there waiting for you.
Yeah, like when Christmas morning you wake up and you're like, and you go wake up your parents because you're gonna run out, and like it's like that, but it's like I want to go see my son and waking up.
I know, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's like that every day too.
Yeah.
So that's cool. That's one of my passions. So you did with parents, and then the second one for me is motorsports. I love cars. I love motorcycles. I grew up riding motorcycles, dirt bikes. I used to run from the cops at 9 years old with no socks on around my block. That was fun. Cars. Obviously, like I love my vehicles. Shouts out to Lexus for always giving me sick cars. But yeah, motorsports.
Yeah.
Easy one.
Yeah, I mean, that is absolutely right. I mean, he's obsessed. Like, he knows every car, almost like in a...
I know every motorcycle 100%. Like, I could see a motorcycle headlight from a mile away and I could call it, which is really cool.
Yeah, but you're kind of like that with... Well, you were like that with cars, too. I mean, like, some cars that, like, he's like, oh, that's a blah, 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 blah. And it's like, to me, it looks like a junky car, and he's just like, no, do you understand, like, blah blah blah, and I'm like, okay, cool, you want to take a photo?
No, I wish, dude.
Yeah, he's definitely passionate about that for sure. And our son is too.
Yeah, he loves cars.
It's like one of those things where I was kind of convinced, like, there's not, like, well, no, I won't even go there. I was just
he does. He winds his cars and goes boom, 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 which is so funny.
I know, and it's not like you taught him that. I don't know.
No,
he's
I know.
always like, if given a choice between different types of toys, he's always gravitated towards cars.
And he picks a Porsche, not the GTS. Or GT2.
I know, he has taste,
GT2
man.
RS, which we're gonna get. So
I think this one's a pretty obvious one, but for me, is being creative.
Yeah.
And that for me comes in a lot of different ways. So like, I like cooking because to me that is you're creating something.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
she's good at cooking now.
I love that. I love drawing. I love painting. I love any type of art. I love photography. I don't have the best style in the world, but I've always loved fashion in that world.
Yeah.
And yeah, like anything in the creative space film. Film, like, I mean, music, all of that stuff, it's like, it's really about creating something, and I'm passionate about that, yeah.
For me, it's fashion design. Fashion design.
I'm a fashion designer.
No, fashion design's cool. That's been my first love ever. That's my first, like, passion thing. Like, I dropped out of college to go to fashion school. I stayed in fashion school. And, it was the best time of my life. I grew so much. I learned so much. And that was the only time I've ever paid attention in class, and that's the best pickup line.
He's actually passionate about it because he likes models.
Just kidding. Fashion design is super fun, and I want to go back because I did drop out to start my business, and I did my shoe brand, whatever. But I'm going to go back when I'm about 65 years old, when I'm 70, when I'm done, and I want to have time to just create freely and just enjoy life, and that's what I want to do.
I love that about you, baby. Okay, so this is kind of cheesy. My last one's kind of cheesy, but it's true.
Me?
Yes and no. No, I feel like I'm passionate about seeing other people live out their passions.
For sure.
Like,
100%.
there is something about seeing somebody do something that they love, and the way that they light up, and you can see how emotional it makes them. Like, there's something that's just so beautiful about that, and like, I want that for everyone. And when I see it, like, I'll get emotional, like, immediately. Like, I'm
Yeah.
just like, oh, that's the best. Like, I love seeing other people succeed and other people doing something that they truly love.
Yeah.
You know, like, that's why, like, I've always liked those, like, singing competitions and stuff. Like, when
Oh,
you
I
just
know.
see somebody, like, I just love seeing people do the thing that they've always wanted to do, and they finally, they're feeling, like, actualized when they're, like, doing that thing. Like, they just, that's what they were here to do or whatever. Like, whatever it is. Like, when you see someone that actually is passionate about something and has worked at it and they're living it, and you can see that, like, gratitude that they have for that, I mean, that is so awesome.
Yeah, that is awesome. That is really
Like, I love seeing that. And I think that is something that is really cool about being a parent too, is like getting to see the world through their eyes and see what they're passionate about.
Yeah.
And like,
sure.
that's super fun, you know?
I got you.
Yeah. What's your fourth one? You had a fourth.
My fourth one is business development. And that kind of goes like the passion, like, you know, doing things that you are passionate about and finding a solution unknowingly, knowingly, and getting lost in like a venture. Just amazing because you grow so much and you learn so much about yourself,
Yeah.
about the person you're working with,
About the world.
opens new doors, opportunities, you see things differently, which is always good. So, kill the mosquito. So I think that's my last one. Whiskey, what's wrong?
Whiskey wants to go out. She's already been out twice today, and she wants to go out again. Like, what's going on, baby?
So, you know, that's one of my last passions, is business development. I think that ties into anything, all the creative avenues that we're in. I think, you know, it's part of developing a business.
Yeah.
So there you guys have it. That is our last and final straw with you guys.
Canceling you all.
I hope you guys enjoy this. It would be really fun to continue to do this if you guys like this kind of structure. I think it's really fun just to be open and have a dialogue with you guys, so you guys get to know us better and you know, build a stronger community. So we're at 60K. Thank you guys so much for following us. That's amazing. And if you guys are here, appreciate it, because getting from Instagram to YouTube, that's a long trek, a long journey. I know that link just, you know, it's hard to press. So I appreciate you guys being here, because it's very difficult to be here, especially in this meta world.
Totally. Love ya.
See you guys soon.
Love ya. Bye.
Don't forget to follow us at Twice the Mood or by Berto, Whiskey the Cockapoo, or Cockapoo Whiskey. I don't know, what's her Instagram handle?
Her Instagram handle is the Cockapoo Whiskey. She hasn't posted in about
5 years.
She's not even
She's a
5 years
dropout.
old, but yeah.
See you
She's a
guys.
dropout.